This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, welcome to day 3 of this training. And today agenda will be going over quickly over GitHub, okay, and Jenkins. So in Jenkins installation, I'll explain in briefly and setups, few things, and then we can go over other parts of the Jenkins. So for GitHub, I have prepared this document. If I forgot to upload, I'll upload this one as well. So, just a quick summary. What?
Yeah, yesterday Rupesh PPT also not uploaded.
Okay, so we'll upload today. We'll share with you.
Okay.
So I'll just quickly brief what till now what we have covered. So Git
Yeah.
concept, working directory, staging, local repository. So just if you if someone I explain means people who are very new to Git and GitHub, I say like just remember Git as a local repository. Local repository means on your system, whatever Git you have installed or for managing your versioning of source code, that just remember that Git is a local repository, and we can utilize uh, different commands of Git using command prompt or Tortoise Git. Tortoise Git you can install from here. It's very straightforward. You can download and install. Repository. So it's a just a Tortoise Git or is a means replacement of this command prompt of Git. Nothing else. Just it works as a client, Git client, where you can perform uh, commands using user interface. So it's very easy to use. GitHub is a remote repository, so where everyone can check their code. All right, everyone check in their code to GitHub, and then you can they can create a pull request to merge their code to master. So how does this GitHub manage source code in the cloud? Okay, we have flow, what I think we talked in detail. So there's a this is very basic uh, workflow. You can what Rupesh has explained already, a different branching strategy. So in this line you see is a master branch, and uh, this you can think as a development branch. Okay, so you started working on a new feature. You created your local branch, new branch. You started working. Okay, then these details I have mentioned means if you want to look. Now you finished your uh, code, you commit your code changes. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
locally it means I mean locally you have committed your changes. You created a pull request to you want to merge this code with your dev branch, that is development branch. You merge this code, sorry, you created pull request, so it means you wanted to merge this, or the workflow says like if you have restriction like every code should be reviewed, whoever create the
Mm-hmm.
pull request.
Mm-hmm.
So someone will do the code review, like providing some comments, like yesterday Rupesh was explaining, like you are not following some standard process, some logic, you can code optimization, different things you can do. And by modifying those things, you can just push those changes again. If everything goes wrong, pull request is approved, it will be merged to the dev branch. Your code will be merged in the dev branch. So next step
So,
is
so the code review after we commit, then it goes to the team for review.
yes. So once you create a pull request, it will
Mm-hmm.
notify all the team members that someone has created a pull request. Go and review those code. Okay. So based on how many members you have chosen for approval, like two peoples are required or one people require. So that many approvals are required. So someone go and review those code, provide their comments, and if everything is fine, they can say they can just approve. Okay.
No.
So
I got confused. Okay, I got confused. Pull request means you are pulling the code from GitHub, right?
no, you are
Mm,
saying, okay, let me go back to here. So you create a new branch. Okay.
okay.
Suppose you got a new features to work on. Suppose
Mm-hmm.
develop this feature in the application. What you did, you cloned your repository locally. You created
Mm-hmm.
a new branch, and
Mm-hmm.
then you started working. Okay, so you are currently working on this branch. It is nothing related to
Okay.
master or this dev branch. Now what
Mm-hmm.
happened? You during the days, suppose you completed some work today, you commit the changes again. Tomorrow you worked and you commit the changes. So you continuously commit those changes so that it will be at least merged to the local branch. It will be uh, pushed into the local repository, I mean here. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
once you are done with your development for this new feature, now you decided, let me push this branch to the remote repository. Currently we are working on the R laptop. Okay, so if you remember
Okay.
this diagram, currently someone is
Uh-huh.
working on this a new branch. Now this developer one wants to merge this code with the remote repository, means
Okay.
centralized repository, because those changes should be here in the GitHub, whoever works. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that so it should always be will have the latest code from the development.
Okay.
That's how you uh, you'll have integration and deployment, so that it will be, because this code, GitHub code, will be only deployed somewhere else, right, in the some
Mm-hmm.
QA environment or production. It always goes from the GitHub, not from your local machine. Okay, so
Correct.
you have some integration environment like continuous integration. There will be some other tool which will build your code somewhere else, it will be deployed. So those code goes from this GitHub, not from your local computer. That's why
Correct.
you have to say like create a pull request, so that you are saying like, no, I'm done with this uh, new feature development. Now I want to merge this to GitHub branch, whatever branch
Okay.
available. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
you create a pull request. First, you push the changes, okay, to GitHub. And as Rupesh was saying, you created a new branch, you push that branch to the GitHub. So in GitHub, you will see suppose there's a master branch already present. The new branch will be seen there like this is a new branch. Some developer has pushed to the GitHub. Okay. Now
Mm-hmm.
that branch, you need to merge to the master either or dev branch, whatever the workflow you follow. Okay,
Okay.
so for that reason we create a pull request. Now
So
it is clear.
you are saying after local branch work everything done, push the local branch code to the central repository. That is a GitHub.
Right, right,
So once you push, after pushing, then you do pull request.
correct. So once you push the changes, your new branch will get created in the GitHub. Now if you not create a pull request, those changes will never going to merge into the master branch or the branch you follow in your workflow. Okay, it will be like this only in a separate branch. Unless you create a pull request, it is not going to merge into the directly master, because we have created a workflow like this. Someone has to create pull request, then that code will be merged to the respective branch.
What is the command for pull request?
So either tortoise git you can, or you can say like create a pull request from the tortoise git. Better to go to the GitHub. there you create a pull request. Okay.
What is the command?
So
What is the command? And if I want
command,
to do command line, GitHub
I
pull.
need to see, no, GitHub, there is no command. You need to use Git. Okay. So that's why I'm saying you need to go to GitHub. I'll show you. There you create a pull request. See, new pull request, right? So it will be easy for you to, if you go to the respective GitHub account, there you create a pull request. Okay. So it will be easy to
Oh,
manage
new
for you
pull
also.
request. Okay.
Yeah. So always go to GitHub, create a new pull request from here. Pushing your local branch changes and creating branch, you can do
Okay.
using.
Open that. Click on that. Click on that new pull request. Click on that.
Mhm. So see, in this what I did, I forked one of the repository, GitHub publicly available repository. Now if I go to create a pull request, I can see there are 33 pull request has been created. So now I new pull request I created, right? So create a new pull request. I can go here and create. And what kind of changes you want to create a pull request? Okay, so whatever the changes you have pushed, for that you can create a pull request. So you can create a pull request, and then it will be shown like this. So view pull request. So that's why when you create a pull request, it will be notified to everyone. Now go and do the code review. Okay, so you can click pull request, view pull request. Now you can see all the whoever done what and what the comments they have provided and all everything. Now you can go also comment files. You can see here commits, what the commit this person has done. Okay,
So then
so all,
after this one, how do you merge to the master branch?
yeah. So once you go here, see, this is actually not my repository, so that's why I'm not getting. So I'll show you in the repository I created. So once you go to the pull request, okay, now you see all these pull requests. Okay, I can open any pull request here, and it is all these comments has been provided because its restrictions has been applied. That's why I'm not getting that option to merge. Okay, so before directly going to merge, we have to set few restrictions, okay, for to merge. So that I'll explain how we explain those and how we merge. So there is just after creating a pull request, there will be a, you will see here there is a merge. Okay, so I'll show you how
Where is
to
the
create
merge?
those.
Where is the merge?
Here it is, see, I haven't explained you some concepts. Okay, so you see here the status waiting for triage. Okay, so
Okay.
what does it mean? Someone has restricted this, like without some code review or some status pass, you cannot merge this code to the branch. Okay, so there are some restrictions has been applied. So, and I haven't covered those. So don't directly jump here. You will not get to know like why it is happening like this. So let me go to the my branch, my repository. Okay.
Okay, go.
Okay. So if I want to see, if I create this one, like let me, I think I need to create a branch here first. Okay, let me do better to this. I'll create a branch first. Okay, so let's create a new demo branch. Okay, so I create a new branch directly here. What I'll do, I'll create a new file. Suppose I give test file and hello world. Okay. And then I go and provide commit. Now I say commit directly to this branch. Okay, the new branch I created, I
Mm-hmm.
committed. Okay. Now this new branch is means the file is created in this. You see the notifications here. You can go here, compare and create a pull request. Okay. Now you see able to merge. So there you see like this is a master branch, the new branch. If everything is fine, seems everything fine. Okay. I'll create a pull request. Pull request is created. Now see this way, if something I have put some restrictions here, that's why it is showing this way. Even because I am the administrator of this repository, I can go and click merge pull request. Even this merging is blocked for other users because I have put some restrictions that I didn't explain to you because directly we came here. So now if you don't have these restrictions, you can directly go and merge this pull request. I'll provide my comment here. Creating merge. Okay. And okay, your administrator privilege merge to the yeah. So confirm merge. Now this I can provide comment also. Now this code has been see pull request successfully merged and closed. You are all set. The new branch can be safely deleted. So as Rupesh explained yesterday, after merging the code to the master, you can delete this branch or you can keep it. So best practice is once you merge to master, delete this branch. Okay. Now if I go to code, now see the changes. This test file we created, right? In the this branch, but now we merged the code to master. This test file is available here, right? So that's how we manage GitHub creating pull request, uh, and who has created a pull request, it will be notification will be displayed here. You can do the code review. Then you can, if everything goes fine, you can merge that to the master and then delete the branch. Again, same process follow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I think all these are maybe clear to you. Pull
Can you
request,
upload this
code
slide
review.
also in the? Can you upload this also, this slide?
Yeah, sure. I will do that.
Mm.
So this is some workflow which you can apply in your development team. Okay,
Mhm.
and okay, so once everything is fine, so generally see here that the first is the master
Mm.
branch. This is dev branch. So generally two teams follows this way, like merge is always production branch, so they don't
Mm.
do anything directly there. They create
Mm.
a development branch and everything will be done on this branch first, like creating branch from this development branch, merging your code, creating pull request, a deploy. So deploy means this development branch will be deployed in QA or some other environment, sandbox environment, where your QA people, where some suppose you have some automation tests are running. Okay, some QA people will go do and do some validation. If everything goes fine, now every test pass, everything looks fine, then you can release to the master. You can merge to the master, and this will go to the production environment. Okay.
So where do you deploy this one? Can you can deploy your changes? Where do you deploy?
We create environments, like there will be
Okay,
some
UAT or like UAT environment or production environment, like
right,
one of the environment.
right, right.
Okay.
One of the environment you deploy. So this dev branch generally for the suppose you have a workflow like this dev branch will be deployed in QA environment first. If testing will be done there, if everything goes fine, this will be merged to the master. means your production branch, and then it will you will schedule release, or it will go and deploy to the production.
So
Means
once
at that
testing
time.
done, again you need to do deploy.
No, deploy is done in the QA environment. Now you want this to the production branch or UAT branch, right? So
Mm.
that for that you need to merge to this branch to the master. Now master will have again the same flow, have the same pipeline, like it will build your code. It will see like if everything goes fine, all the test pass, it will deploy to the production or
Correct,
UAT. Yeah.
Manoj. That's correct. But what is the command you use to deploy? How do you deploy? Like you are showing the slide
They,
fine. Can you show me
yeah,
in the GitHub?
there is GitHub doesn't provide any environment or anything to deploy your code. Okay,
Mm.
so you have to
Okay.
integrate environments. So suppose here GitHub doesn't provide code to build your code. Okay, there is no mechanism
Mm.
here to build your code.
Mm-hmm.
Build means uh, running unit test, making sure that everything at compile time runs fine. Means suppose a lot of developers are there, they have pushed their changes to GitHub. Now there is no way you can build this code in GitHub to see like everything as a code together works fine. Okay, so for that we need to use Jenkins to build our code. Okay, or any other CI tool which can build our code to see like everything looks fine. Same way we need to integrate with the development environment, uh, so that it will be if build is passed, that will be deployed to respective environment. There is no directly command in GitHub to deploy somewhere. Where you will deploy, because you don't have any environment, so you need to have create an environment. You have to integrate with GitHub. It has some pipeline. Okay, it's not directly like you will get give some command, it will directly go and deploy somewhere. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so in a very short time we'll see how to integrate with Jenkins, how Jenkins will build this code. uh, okay, and if build is successful, then we have to create a pipeline which deploy to some environment, so that like
Mm-hmm.
QA environment or whatever environment we create, that will be
Mm-hmm.
deployed, that build will be deployed to the particular environment. So that's the process.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have any mechanism to build any code or deploy any code through GitHub, because GitHub then
Okay.
is not meant for those things. GitHub is only a source code management, where you can keep your source code managed with versions, history, changes history, and all those things. Only for those purpose it is there.
Okay.
Hope uh, I'm clear to explain what you have asked.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, you are saying after everything is done, like after pull request and after merge, everything is done, then uh, we need to deploy using the Jenkins. That whatever the build we did. Sorry,
Right.
we did the code, the final one.
Yeah, so this code in GitHub, we need to
Mm.
integrate this GitHub means repository, we need to integrate with Jenkins. So let me go back to here, this example. Okay, now as I said, we don't have any environment. Okay, one second. Where can I? Okay, shapes. Okay,
Anyway, you are going to show in the Jenkins, right? Okay, that's
right. I'm just explaining. So
fine.
this will be your Jenkins. Okay,
Mm.
suppose this is a CI tool.
Mm.
Okay, one second. Uh, Never mind. Okay, so suppose this is GitHub and whatever you are doing here. Now you have a
Mm.
CI tool. Okay, continuous
Mm.
integration tool, which is Jenkins. Now you will integrate uh, this GitHub and this CI tool. so that every time anyone merge or their code to the uh, any respective branch, this will trigger a build in Jenkins. Now Jenkins will take that code and build and say like, if everything looks fine in terms of compiling, in terms of running unit test, everything it will check and say like, if everything is passed, it will say, okay, this build is successful. Otherwise, it will say that someone has checked in the code which broke the build. So build will failed. So that's why we have we should have this mechanism. Anyone checks in their code, it should trigger a build to build the code, uh, so that it is not breaking your repository or the code at which level you are. Okay, so we have some mechanism which can integrate with some CI tool, and every time it runs, whenever it sends like there is change in the code. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and then in the similar way, we'll have another environment, some like QA environment or some other environment. If this is successful, your build is successful, this will be deployed. You have some mechanism. This will be deployed to that particular environment. So that we call pipelines. Okay. So it is not something I can directly go and GitHub and I can say deploy to this environment. Git is not built for that. Git is only built for the source code management, which is it is doing. Now we have to integrate and create pipelines to build and deploy. Okay.
Okay.
Are we clear till here?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think already things are fine here. So we need to let me cover quickly. We need to have some protection to our master branch, because master is a production branch, and we cannot let anyone to push their changes directly to master, or merge their code directly without code review to master branch. Okay, so you have to set the some restrictions, some rules. So how we can do that? So you can go to this setting. Okay, and here you can say a lot of options you can manage from here. So you can go to branches, and you can click on add rule, and you can give name of that branch. So suppose in our case, master is a production branch. So I'm saying, don't let anyone to push directly any code to this master branch, and don't merge code without pull request. So here we see a lot of options. So check this, require pull request review before merging. So it will restrict people to create pull request before merging. And then you can select how many people, like approvers required to approve. So I can select 1 or 2. So once the 2 peoples approve, otherwise it will not merge. Okay. And we should not do this require review from code owners. Suppose I wrote code, so I should not go and review my code. Okay, because someone else should do the better review than me, because I wrote code, so I could be biased. So I should not do the code review. So I should not check this. Okay. And then another restrictions I can apply. So this is for the master branch to protect master. Now I can apply require status check to pass before merging. So suppose we have integrated with Jenkins tool. So if build is pass, then I want to merge this to master. Otherwise, if build is failed, I'm saying don't merge to anywhere. Okay, again you have to merge. So because I have used this Circle CI is another integration tool I have used. So once we integrate, we can see this here. I can check this like build is required. Build pass status is required to before merging. So even code review is done without build pass. I don't want to merge code to the master, so I can put this restriction here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then I can. There are a lot of options are here. You can leave it blank or whatever restrictions you want to apply. Then I can
Mm-hmm.
go and create. Okay.
Okay.
So it asks for the password.
Mm-hmm.
Once we confirm the password, so I have already here means protected. That's why it is saying name already protected.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if I click here, I see here, right? Rule is already set here. See, I have already
Yeah. Right.
done, so it is there. So you can see, you can edit, go and edit. So that kind of restrictions you can apply, and this is very